Hi, my name is Gawain Ross. Welcome to my poetry channel. I'm 73 years old. I'm a founding member of the Trident Poetry Collective in Boston. I live in the Back Bay, which is absolutely a wonderful neighborhood. I've had a lot of experiences in these last 73 years or so. I was born with bipolar disorder, and PTSD came very early. I also had ADD, and I have borderline and narcissistic traits. This all shows up in my poetry. My life was very unstable. Had a really hard time doing anything for a period of time, and the attention deficit disorder got me fired all the time from jobs. I've been homeless 5 times, and hitchhiked all across the United States. And in 1975, my wife and I hitchhiked from Belgium to India, where we stayed for a few months. When we got back, we built a cabin in the woods in Maine. We lived there for a while without running water or electricity. I left there to attend a pagan school and became a pagan priest and then a Wiccan. After that, I became a nurse and I worked for the VA. And so I've got here my collected poems called The Wind in the Pines, and it's divided into sections on the basis of themes. The first one is called Madness, and the second one is Pagan. The third one is just called The Wind in the Pines, and the fourth one is the I Ching. The 5 is songs, and 6 is humor. And about madness, when I was 17, I was committed to a mental hospital, Boston State, where I lived for about 10 months. I was committed to the schizophrenic unit. My uncle was a schizophrenic. He was one of the very first alien abductees in 1953. And by living on a schizophrenic unit, I became pretty familiar with people with this disorder. And after that, I had friends with schizophrenia, roommates, and I worked with them as a nurse. I know the disorder pretty well. And so this poem is called Decompensation, which is a process that happens when this disorder gets really bad for these people. And I'm written for a friend of mine, so it's called Decompensation. Some people dash through fire, others plunge through ice. Is reality the only thing when chaos is the king? Ring all your golden Christmas bells, the sewer rats still dance. Then the ice they buy and sell will wind up in your drinking glass, all muddied in black, that iridescent toxicity in which the ship is lost. The mutineers choose weapons and toss the captain overboard to feed her to the sharks by the reefs of broken glass. Each mirrored fragment seizes nightlife and casts werelit visions of her home bleeding, collapsing as the boulders fall dead center. She goes into her heart and mind, which reminds her of departing kin who told her of the doom that wheezes down the orchard's razor walks. Too cold? We'll leave this television frame behind to go and seek the whip instead. The radio commander never stops. Hilarity dances with dank despair. Barefoot through the hot springs, mudslides block the view. She seeks a serpent that doesn't bite and settles for a badger's den with herself a Cinderella, Joan of Arc, Virgin Mary, or a raven squawking over food. The radio commander orders her in the subway to scream out, "Venus is being invaded by dogs,"